Hey guys, hello, 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 hello. Okay, how are you guys? Hope you are doing great. Hello, Hitath Sompra. How are you doing? How's everything? Yeah, so today we're going to be trying something. I guess it's not that different from what we have been doing. But I saw this post here by Jake Mann. He's a Blender artist as well. And yes, I think we can attempt creating something like this. I'll use this as inspiration to do something. I'm not sure. We're not going to make the character. I think I might use my cloth add-on to just create the clothes and everything. Fine. Great. Hello, Matovu. How are you doing? Hello, Paper Raincoat. How are you doing? Yeah, so let's try doing something like this. Let me just bring this into our scene. Yeah, so we're going to use this as inspiration to see if you can get something like this. I think the great thing about this is that there is a lot of reusing of different assets. We don't have to make everything from scratch. And yeah, so let's dive in. By the way, if you want to check out the post, you can go. Let me get the post here, the link. You can go to Blender and Beyond. I've made a post where you can get the reference image. Let me look at. Is this like a war scene? Yeah. It's kind of a war scene, a war trench. Yeah, so the reference image is there, and I'll also be adding a few notes after the live stream. Yeah, so you can go to that link if you want to. Hello, John Jake. How are you doing? How is Pakistan? Sorry, how is Tajikistan? Sorry. How is Tajikistan? How is things there? Okay, so let's dive in and get started. We can start by blocking out the scene. Just going to reset my camera here, and this should be very simple. We can start with a plane. Maybe, let me see. This is around 3 meters wide. So let's make ours as well. Something like 3 meters wide, I think. The trench could be even 2, but let's go with 3. Good. Great. Hello, Sizwe Similan. How's everything? Let me turn on my shortcuts. I think we can do this a bit faster, so I'm going to, let me first get my shortcuts here. Okay, so I think I'm just going to pull this, add a loop there, just scale on the X, like that. Then we can grab the outlines, extrude them up, and I want our camera to be just in here, and we are somewhere. Oh, by the way, I was let me see, has this even finished rendering? Let me see, because I wanted to show you some of the renders we have done in the previous videos. Let me see if this has finished rendering. Brother, what advice can you give to a novice 3D artist who works in Blender to become professional? Just try and focus on what you want. First, figure out what you want to be, because the 3D industry is quite large, and you can choose different sectors you want to focus on: sculpting, modeling, animation, rigging, and try to focus on one thing and see what you want to do most. Yeah, so this is some of the renders this was a project I did a few days ago. So you can see the render. I know I haven't really showed off the renders yet, but these are some of the renders I managed to make. I'm going to follow along step by step. That's great. That's great. You can share your results in Discord if you are able to. Can you share a texture including assets so that we can download? You can go to textures.com and get the textures. So these are some of the renders, but anyway, let's get into the project. This project. So one thing I'm going to do here is let me first turn on wireframe. Is make a few subdivisions in this, so that we actually do we need. Let me look at this. Actually, I don't think we need to subdivide this. Actually, another thing we could do is just use a shear tool. I think it's called a shear tool, yeah, and have the cursor around here, so that these walls are a little bit angled like that. I don't want the wall to collapse while you are in battle. Hey, Burning Bright, how are you doing? How's everything? Just make this a little bit like that, so the walls are a bit bent like that. You can subdivide them if you want, but let's look at what materials are they using to make the walls. You have these bags, sandbags, and you have this kind of a weaved in pattern. Then you have these wooden walls. So I think we can add a few subdivisions. This on this side and on this side. Find the render animations. Sig, thank you. I'll be posting a video, and I think I want to grow my TikTok, so I'll be posting some renders there as well. And I'm still yet to figure out the TikTok thing, but I want to get more involved in it. See if I can grow there. Just so I'm going to use a displacement modifier here. Use clouds texture, something like that. Maybe this is too harsh, but if we add a subdivision surface or a multi-resolution surface, I just have this above. Use a simple subdivisions, shade smooth. You can see we are already getting some. Let me apply the scale like that. Turn off wireframe and add another subdivision surface. Add a subdivision surface. That might be too much. You want to be careful a bit here. If you don't want to use a subdivision surface, do a tutorial on texturing. I have a course about that, and I have a lot of tutorials on texturing. So if you go to course, I should see my course. I think it can help you out. Let me make sure I'm saving this. This is not October, this is November. And I'll call this trench war. Trench. Yes, and I can use a smooth modifier to smoothen off some of these. Where is that smooth modifier? Yes, so that is not too much. And then I think let me see. Should I? We can start working on the texturing. I can get my texture folder add-on. I look for ground textures. Let me look for PBR or rock textures. I have some nice rock textures here. I think I'm going to get. Let me try this. Create PBR. All these textures your own, or do you download? I download them. Most of them I get from Texture Heaven and CC0 Textures. I'm going to use unwrap this. Okay, this material doesn't look too bad, but it looks kind of snowy. And I'm also going to switch these textures so that they're using object coordinate mapping. And I think I want to change. Let me switch this to this kind of dark rock texture. I think this is what we want to have here. Let me pin this image so that it doesn't move. Okay, so we are here. And going to scale this down a bit. Okay, something like that. Now let's work on these maybe these wooden pieces here. Those shouldn't be too hard. We can start with something like this. Like this, just making sure that the music I'm playing is not copyright, because this one sounds like Katy Perry, but it's not. Let me just double check. This is non-copyrighted. Okay, so we're creating these wooden planks. We can subdivide them a bit. Do you listen to Eminem? Yeah, I do listen. I listen to a variety of music. Apply scale. Let me search for wood and then PBR. Let me just can grab maybe this piece, create PBR material like that. I think this would work. I just have to make some changes here. Make this a bit rough. Maybe not that rough. Around there, and I can also use a bump map. Let me first have this. Or something like that. I need to use object mapping here, object or cube mapping projection. Want this to be slightly low like that. Maybe scale this down just a bit. And now we can do a few things. If we subdivide this a few times, I've already subdivided it, maybe add a few subdivisions here, and we actually don't need to subdivide it that much. I'm going to use, because these have a lot of variations. First of all, let me round off these corners just a bit. Let me round them off just a bit. It's just going to make my work a bit easier, I think. So this is the piece we have. Maybe make it a bit wider like that. This is going to be our base model. Going to duplicate it like that, and we're going to use the sculpt mode, sculpt tools, at sculpting some details here. I make this more organic, more wood-like. Do you have a Twitter page? Yes, I do. I do. I can use exclamation socials, and I want to turn on Dynotopo and just start sculpting in the details a bit. I see, without doing a lot of work, you can say we can create some variation in the wood. I don't want it to be too bent. So that's, you don't really need to do a lot. When you do, however, a sculpt, when you do use sculpt mode, you're going to use you're going to lose your UVs. So you need to go back and unwrap this. I'm just going to use cube projection, and I think I need to improve my wood material. So let me go to the asset library, because I know I have some nice wood materials I've created previously. So I'll just search for wood and see something that would if this would work on this. Okay, this is not too bad. I just need to rotate the UVs, maybe make it less. Let me see. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, actually this material is good. I can use it here. By the way, if you want to get my asset library, you can use !addons in the chat. A small suggestion, please don't use thumbnails of other artists for your work. It's misleading. Sure, I will note it. Yeah, okay, so let me duplicate this and just go back to sculpt mode, Dino Topo, and let's grab another piece here. Just make it add some variation like that. You can hold down Control to add something like that to make it like that, and okay, so you can see we can easily make a lot of variation with a simple tool like this. Again, we need to use you need to unwrap this again, rotate the UVs to match the direction of these. Let's see what else. We can even grab something like this. I can grab an edge. You can also grab an edge like this. Use Ctrl B and just grab the edge in the middle, push it in just to add some variation. I can use auto smooth, and that should give me a sharp edge somewhere like that. I can merge these. Let's see what else we can do. I think I need, this is too sharp. I'm going to slide the edge just a bit. Maybe just use auto smooth. So we have, I think, enough pieces we could use. And the good thing is that you can even just duplicate this, make it thick, and basically you would get a different shape, a different maybe a beam like this, a column that we could use here. So let's place these. I'm going to grab this. I'm trying to think of a better way of placing these elements. And I'm thinking if we use a plane like this and add a hair system and choose maybe 20 particles, the source can be faces and just one particle per face, like that. And I can have these, I'll call these 4x2s. And let me just make sure the the cursor or the origin is at the bottom like that. Hello Rizo AR, how are you doing? Under render, I'm going to change this to collection and select the collection. And for the rotation, you need to turn on advanced rotation and change this to normal. Let me first make sure that yeah, I want to change this to normal so that when I rotate the face, this also rotates, but I need to get the right rotation first. Let me go to edit mode. Hello Burning Trap, how are you? Let me first rotate this. -90 like that, and I can also change the scale to 1 or scale it at something like that. And now whenever I duplicate this face, I should get another pole like that. And when I change the rotation of this, I basically change the rotation of this as well. So I want this to be rotated slightly like that. Hey Ganja Farmer, everything is great. How are you? How are you? I can also now duplicate this. Just turn it into another 4x4 just by simply these the same objects. I think I need to grab something like this. We don't need too many of these. I think I can just make it thick like that. Yeah, the streaming will be saved. Origin 3D cursor. And now I can have this into the 4x4 collection. And just make sure that the rotation is correct as well. Rotate 90 I like that. You need to make sure that random order is not on. We have even distribution, so we can duplicate more faces. I like that. Just make sure that we use pick random. Let me see, pick random will work. I think I need to refresh the collection because right now we're still using the same collection. So let's refresh that. Okay, I think let's just do it the ordinary way of just placing these blocks by hand, because I'm thinking this is just wasting time trying to do it with a particle system. So I'm going to grab this. And I can make a few copies. I'm not worried that the copies I'm making here are the same because I can easily switch them out for a different one, for a new one. So I'm just going to grab these, duplicate this. Let me turn on my ambient occlusion. Maybe. And to make sure that some of these pieces are different, I can just select a few of them and just link them to a different object. That way they are a bit different. Yes. And you can also rotate them just a bit. Give them a slightly different scale. Now we have these blocks here. Again, I can just grab one and start lining up things. I think they are all behind. These are behind the beams or 4x4. So I'm going to have this like that. Now we can give these a slight rotations, make them a bit different, and right now they are the same. What we can do now is just mix them with other ones. So Control L, object data. I see now already we have some variation. You can scale them. Maybe like that. Duplicate. So just placing different pieces. Got the new glass blend add-on. Nice. How is it? I think my tunnel is a bit smaller, maybe because of the camera I'm using. Let's try a different one. Yes. So get something like that, and we need to do this on the other side. So I'll just Alt D, Control M, X. Have this somewhere here. Hello, Giha. How are you doing? Let's go in cycles and start previewing how things are going to look. We can use a sky texture. And change this to a GPU. Going to change the lighting a bit. So the elevation should be And so about and now we can also grab these and have them as those are the ground surfaces. I think we need to make them a bit thinner. Let me first pause. I can give them different rotations, slight rotations. Just like that. Maybe make them a bit thinner. And the heights can vary just a bit. We can again duplicate them all the way, and maybe even have them onto this side. Just vary them again just a bit with different rotations. Now if we render this, you can see where we are. Now another thing we could do is let's see, grab a plane like this. We can give it the same material as the walls like that. Scale it down a bit. Are you familiar with AR in Blender? No, I'm not very familiar with it. So I'm going to use again sculpt mode to sculpt in some details that I want. So let me go back to the Dino Topo because I want to add in some ground displacement like that. Just makes things more interesting. And I just unwrap. Let's give this a quick render. Yeah, not bad. It's very good with creating grass and different landscape materials with one click. I'll check it out. Oh, do you mean the? I know. I think I know the add-on you're talking about. I know. With you mean virtual reality? Because when you said AR, I thought you were meaning like augmented reality, which I'm not very familiar with. I haven't used tried AR as well. So yeah. Now we have these sandbags. I'm not going to create them from scratch because I have a project where I have made them. I don't know if I added them to my collection. Let me see, bag. No, I don't think I did. But yeah, I think in the turret art tutorial. So let me find that. I think that was in my October. So let me see. Let's see. Halloween cool water fence gun. Yeah. In this project, we have some nice turrets, some nice bags here that we could use. Yeah. So here Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. That's Dong Voice. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to grab this piece and just add it to my sand bag. Okay, yeah, so I have this sandbag. Actually, I just want the actual bag. Okay, this project is quite heavy. Sandbag. Let me save. Let me see, what else can I use here? Yeah, I think we can also use this gun, so let me just add it. These are some pieces. This is a project we created last time. Anyway, so since I have that, now I can search for bag and just add it in. Let me see. Did I even think I just happening here? Let me first go back. Bag. I'm not sure why I'm getting an error for this. Let me see if I can get the gun. Oh, I think I renamed this before. Let me first rename this. Sandbag 2, 3. Let's see. Okay, having some errors. I'll fix those later. Let me just copy them directly. Copy this directly. And so we have this sandbag. I think I can start placing it in different areas. Just start giving them a rotation. Make some of these. Let's make sure that they don't have any animation. As what was the scene before? Is it from another live stream? Yeah. It's another live stream, and the video should be available. turn on proportional editing, just make this a bit varied. Now, what is left mostly is just aligning these, just giving them some randomness. And I can even have a few that are falling over, almost falling over. I think I can grab an edge here, turn on proportional editing, and something like that. Just grab a few like that. Have a few this side. Now let's look at the render. It's coming. I think that's starting to come into play. I suppose. So I think some of these need to be pushed back a bit, and for some I need to turn them into their own object. So I will go to under. I can go under object relations, make single object so that I can edit this, can select these corners, turn on proportional editing, which is already on, and just make them sag a bit. And if you move your cursor somewhere near, just rotate this, you can have them sag like that. I think this also, let me actually just turn this, because I'm going to use it quite a lot, add it into my quick favorites. Okay, so something like that. Let me also make this. Tutorial on drone firing. I think I can do that. I will see, we'll see. Yes. Set up the camera a bit. I think we can also add in these steps. They should be very easy. I'll just let me first pause the render here. We can just grab a piece like this, stretch it across. Duplicate it like that. Now I can grab any of these, scale them down. I can even use in-video origins to make these thinner like that, and then escalate something like that. Can grab a few pieces here, like this. Just have that there. Let's give this a quick render like that. Another thing we could do is make our light a bit dramatic. So I'm going to add a light. Let me first unpause here. Just let me see if I add a light somewhere there, give it kind of a bluish tint, maybe make it even wider. Just to get in some nice highlights like that. I think I can let me first pause. I can grab this piece, join them into a single object, and just reuse this as a ladder somewhere else. I think it will give us a nice silhouette there. And we can also grab some bags like this. Thank you, Elchin, for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Just power them, make a pile of these bags like this. I think this one I can have it as done on proportional editing. Just make this sag a bit. Something like that. Not sure why I'm getting this error, but I'll have to look at it later. Let's see what else can we add. Thank you, Pomarov, for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Let me see what. Let me go to my vibrant colors add-on. I just play with the colors a bit. Let me reset. Can play with different colors just to see how things might look. Anyway, let's reset and just go back to the render here. See what else we can add. I think we need to have some kind of a character. Let me try using my cloth library. I'll go to mail. Let me just show dummy. Let me try to make the character a soldier. By the way, this is an add-on you can get at !addons. You find all the add-ons I'm using. You can simulate. I'm going to use I don't want to use a lot of resolution, so let's try 8. So that's our trouser. Let me apply the cloth seam. Let me first hide the one thing I want to do is give him those puffy boots. So what I'm going to do is let me see. No, I think I can do that later, but I can give this guy a jacket as well. Let me try using pre-made assets. See if there is anything that could work here. I think I can go with a jacket like this. And just make a few changes. So there's a ton of polygons, so I'm going to use the decimate modifier. I just let me first turn on wireframe, just unsubdivide this a few times so that we don't have as much polygons. And just going to use the sculpt tool here just to make sure that, let me just make sure the strength is down. I think I can even grab some of, let me see. And I want this to be rigged, so I'll just with automatic weights. Let me see. Some pieces are not rigging correctly, but anyway, we can, let me see how this looks. Definitely don't want to give them a yellow shirt in a battle. Let me see if Mixamo has a better character, because I don't want to spend too much time. Get rid of this. Let's get a soldier. This thing, your desktop looks like mine. Like, ah, nice. Let me see which character I want to use here, because this other soldier looks a bit modern. Let me see if I can get something free from Sketchfab. Okay, this one would be amazing if we can get him. Is it downloadable? Doesn't seem to be the case. Let me see if I search downloadable. See if I can get any good soldiers that we could use. Maybe him. I don't think he's rigged. I see. Maybe even get this. This one looks good. He's by Tactical Gamer, and I think he's a free to use CC Creative Commons attribution. So let me get, I'm not sure what version he is in. I think I can just download DAE, should be enough. Okay, okay. Let me see if the download is done. Okay, let's import this. Compressed. And I think, let me see, sort by date, extract. Yes, I think I need to go to source, model, yeah. Yeah, nice model, nice looking model. Okay, the textures don't seem to be imported. So let's import those. So I'm going to, this is where my add-on is very handy because I'm looking at the texture naming, and the format seems to work very well for what I have. So I'm just going to go to my texture folder add-ons, clear search, and just navigate to the folder. So I'll go to my downloads, compressed source model textures. Okay, so he didn't have these in this different folder. So what I'm going to do is just go in here. Let me see. Downloads, compressed, source model. And so to make this work with the add-on, I just need to make sure that the different names are in different. So gear, this should be in a different folder. Same with this and this. So that means now I can simply link the texture folder, load PBR, let me see, link let me see. Just want an easy way to load in these textures. So let's go to the face. I saw a face or skin. I'm just going to import all these textures. I think you can use Shift A, texture, multiple images. I want the one with the skin, so this. So the albedo would go to the color metallic, can go to the metallic. Then the normal can go to the normal as well. And then the roughness can go to the roughness. Now we can get, what is this? Well matte, let me see. Have the eyes. Shift A, textures, multiple textures. Just need and roughness. Now let's connect the base, maintenance, and normal, and then the roughness. One thing to note, the normal shouldn't be connected directly. You need to pass it through a vector normal map for it to be rendered correctly. Hey Zigzag, how are you doing? Glad to see you. Same here, the normal should be going through a vector normal map like that. Yes. Let's look for the gear. Roughness, and then this goes through the normal. Now we have a nice good soldier here. Now we can rig this guy up. There is a Riggify addon, so let me see. But the Riggify addon can be a bit difficult to use. Actually, let me see if I can get it to work here. Riggify. Like this. Shift A. Let's see. It should be under amateur. Yeah, basic human rig. You just have to align the bones and hope everything works. I'm just going to turn on and have visibility in front like that, and I can even turn on mirror to just use the mirror feature. Actually, I need to do this in edit mode. First, align these up. Then align the hip, the shoulders, then these bones here. The head looks fine. Everything else looks kind of fine. Maybe just have this a bit down. Then after you're done, you would have to let me see. Actually, I can make these. All you have to do is go to the rigging option, and then generate rig. And this is what I was afraid of. Cannot connect chain. You usually get some of these errors when using Riggify, but I'm okay with this rig. I don't need to generate any further rigs. I can just use this as the actual rig. So I'll just connect this. That's good. The hands. Actually, let me turn off. Actually, before I even do this, let me first delete all groups. Just join this mesh up, because there is no point for it to be separated into different meshes. So grab this Ctrl P with automatic weights. Ctrl P with automatic weights. So we are running into some issues if this is connected, if the mesh is connected. So just keep them. Let me just join, maybe separate. Let me see if I have this joined. Ctrl P with automatic weights. Does this work? If I have this joined to this, Ctrl P, okay, it's failing to connect. Okay, let me see, join this to this with automatic weights. This works, except a few pieces don't really seem to want to behave. But you know what? Let's get rid of the rig. Let's just join everything. Control P. Since this is just a single image, we can use the sculpt tools to pose the image instead of wasting time trying to rig the character. Would be a miracle if it works on first try. Yeah, it's a lot of work to get it to work. So I'm just abandoning the idea of rigging it. So in scout mode, we can pose characters quite easily. So let's do that. And I think I'm going to grab this ladder here, duplicate it, clear rotation, just rotate it 90 degrees. Just pose this character directly. We have this here. And I can go into sculpt mode. And use this here, this pose. I think we are running into another issue because the mesh is not connected. This mesh is kind of split up in different areas. We can't use the sculpt tool. This is one of the issues you run into. But another thing we can do instead, I'm just going to edit the mesh directly. I refuse to fail at this. Just going to turn on proportional editing, make sure I'm not connected. So actually I want I've connected on. So we will pause this directly since it's refusing. We just pause things directly. And move his hand. Just move his hand, have him bend maybe his head looking up like that. Hi, I'm a big fan of your channel. I hope you record using a higher quality so I can see the details. Yeah, my internet sucks, so I can't always record in full HD. That's why you see that. Yeah, I record in. It's not 720. I record in a higher resolution than 720. But I wish I could do 1080. Why you pose it that way? Because we have tried rigging, and yeah, it was taking us too much time to rig, and also I tried using the sculpt tool. That also failed because of the way the mesh was made. And since this is a single image, I'm not too worried about some of those details. So let's see. I think we can bring this character a bit closer to the camera. Hopefully that's not too bad. Yeah, I think that doesn't look too bad. I think we can play with lighting a bit. You can take rig from the mixer mode and use it, and you don't need a rig anything. Yeah, I realized that yeah, you think it's going to work like that that easily, and then you run into other issues, and I think this is going to be fine for this, so I'm not too worried. Let me see. Let me go back to my asset library. I'll search for some assets. Let me look for bucket. Do I have any buckets? Not that. Fence. Yeah, I have this fence. I think I can add it maybe somewhere here. Maybe there's an explosion going off. Let me go to my building parts. See if I can find something I can add in here. Yeah, I have these wires here, hanging wires. I think we can use them. They just need to be a bit thin. Looks like Eevee. No, this is cycles. We need some fog, so let me add that. So new material. This can be principal volume. You know what? I actually like that fog detail. Let's see. Let's try 0.1. This is cycles. This This is cycles. Let me see if this looks any good in Eevee. Not bad, not bad. Actually, it looks almost identical to cycles. So there isn't really a good reason why we would be working in Eevee. In cycles, external bloom and screen space reflections. Maybe make these less reflective. Also going to grab this character here, just add him somewhere. Let's see if I add, just duplicate him, just add maybe his shoulder. Now we can change this to non-color data. Let's change the camera, the aspect ratio, and see. I think my trench was a bit small, but that's okay. So we have an active war going on. Maybe we can add another another explosion here, maybe a light. And maybe this can get a slight emission strength. Maybe not. Just playing with some colors to see if we can get something interesting. The wood needs more reflection. You can. Yeah, I think somewhere like that. You could take an image in the background of an explosion and place it in the background. An explosion. Let's see. An explosion. The problem, most of these are non-free actual PNGs, so getting the actual PNG can be difficult on Google. Let me see if I can download it here. Let's see if this would work. So it's under, I just go to my texture folder, just link this folder, and I can grab nice here, just add it in as a texture on a plane. All right, I think it might look good, so let's see. We need this to be animation shader with, let me see, does this have an alpha channel? Yeah, it does have an alpha channel with mixed with a transparency shader, and the alpha is the factor. So, and we need to make sure that this has no shadows and also uses alpha blend. It's just increase the strength. Just go back here to the light, make sure this has contact shadows, and the volumetrics have shadows as well. Nice. Thank you. Hello, Heli Sarius. How are you doing? Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Jupe 12K. Thank you. Can even grab another one. We have people flying everywhere. Yes. no holes in the pillow things. Holes. Bullet holes. We can add those, but that's going to be a lot of work. And getting them to look like bullet holes isn't really that easy. Yes, bullet holes in the sand or with sand leaking out. How would we do that? So let me get a piece, maybe this here. So to do something like that, I think we would need to get around this. Round this off into a circle, then push this in. You could do this stuff leaking also out of a PNG. The sand leaking as a PNG. I think we can do that. Okay, let's see. Let's look for sand. I think we can do debris. PNG. Is it debris or debris? Sand. Let's see. Sand. Debris. This could also be a nice explosion. I can't find any good sand. How do you even describe something like that to Google? Because I can't seem to find a way to. How would you describe that to Google? Because I can't. I'm not very sure. Bullet holes in the sand. Yeah, but that's going to give us something unusable. Bullet hole in sand. Yes. Yeah. Use modifier maybe. To do what? Modifier to do what? Just leave it. It looks good already. Yeah, I think yeah, it's kind of difficult to make that work. Cloud casting, the shadow. Well, I don't think in this kind of lighting, since it's nighttime, you'll be able to see any cloud casting. So I want it to seem like a super slow motion, like a bullet time kind of effect. So this guy is falling like that. Yeah, this guy also is about to be blasted. And maybe this also, this sandbag is also blasted. Yeah, I couldn't find a viable sand image to use, unfortunately. Flowing sand. Flowing sand. PNG. That could work. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Let's see. The problem is we don't have PNG formats. Let me see. Flowing sand. Yeah, PNG already with transparency. Okay. Blender doesn't read this format, unfortunately. Let's see. This is from ST, so might have some copyright issues. Yeah, I can't find any. Yeah, this one would have worked, but it's in HTML format, which Blender doesn't read. So if you try importing it, Blender won't simply show it. So let me see. Yeah, Blender won't read it. The second one also looks nice for explosion debris. Which second one? Let me get back to my aspect ratio. So at 1080. Yeah, that's not bad. On the site results, okay, I think I closed those. Maybe we can use this as secondary detail, but it's not PNG. No. Thank you, Oz, for subscribing. Now, which one is the download button here? Because this. Okay. I can duplicate this. Duplicate the material. Just use this. Let's see. I want to see this from this angle. I like the other aspect ratio we had. Let me that tight aspect ratio like that. Let me see what else can we add. Let me give this a quick render in Eevee. Since we're using Eevee, it shouldn't take too much time. Just want to see, I like the frames, how the scene is coming through. I just want to see if the animation still holds. One thing I'm noticing is that the bugs are not rendering. So let me make sure that they are. Let's give this a quick render. You have added the, okay, let me see. As this is rendering, Hey, zigzag. Ah, nice renders, man. Nice renders. Nice. Have you tried using cycles and see how this looks? Me. This. I just want to see how the final preview looks with you guys. Burning bright. Let me see. I'm seeing some good renders here, man. And this. I like the use of volumetrics and the nice, large, oversized insect there. Yeah, this is nice, a nice model, man. Sup. Oh, these here? I'm not sure if they would work because they wouldn't. I don't know. Let's see how the preview looks, and then we can try adding them and see. Let's preview what we have rendered so far. Blender just crashed. I think I like that a lot, especially the explosion details. So maybe we can render this more. One thing I could do is make this text Blender keep crashing, so I jumped over to Cinema 4D. That's unfortunate. Maybe you're using, try downloading a different version and see. I think we can break pieces of this, and I know how to do that. So let me see which part. Yeah, so here this guy jumps onto this and breaks it up. So something like that. Let me see, let me preview the animation again. So he breaks these pieces. So what I can do is grab this and this, separate them, reset origin, apply the scale, and let me isolate them for a second. By multiplying, stroke overlaying on the diffuse original texture. We will try that out and see. I'm going to use the self-fracture. So edit preferences, self-fracture add-on, object, and recalculate the normals as well. Rigid body, quick effects, self-fracture, and we can use own particles, add some noise, create a new, I'll call this chunks, new collection. Let's see, the the inside material, I want it to be a different material, but I'm not sure if I've set that up. It would just be a yellowish material like that. Hello, Sahli. Quick effects, soft fracture. I want this to be stretched on the X, on the Y. Maybe. So I want a different material, and I'll call this chunks. Okay, let's try this. Okay, they didn't break up in the same way that I expected. So let's undo. Quick effects. Quick effects. Quick. Let me make sure that if I go look at the local, so use quick effects, so fracture, again use some noise and change let's try scaling this down on the y-axis like this, and we don't need 100 chunks. We can get away with 50. Yeah, so I wanted these chunks to be stretched so that they look like wood patterns. Yeah, we don't want to use too many, so I'll go to my chunks collection. Now before I even go to that, I need to first hide this original version, so I'll call this chunks original, and I just hide them, and then select the other pieces like this, and I give them a rigid body. Active. Now if I play back, they just fall down. Let me actually play back here. They just fall down. So I want to give them, and I can give them a rigid body type. Let me see, deactivated. And they can start deactivated. So start deactivated. Now if I make this guy a rigid body, okay, kind of starts off already colliding with them, but I don't want that. So let's make sure that he's starting off somewhere here, and then when he collides into them, they break. So we can give this a rigid body type, passive animated. I like that. And we apply the scale on this one. Shift G collection chunks. Just make sure that they're all started deactivated. And I think if we don't want to spend too much time experimenting with this, we can also just start them off animated or non-dynamic. So I want until they are collided with at around frame 6-8, I can turn on dynamic. But before that, they can all be non-dynamic. want to add, let me just Control L, link animation data, so that they all have the animation data. Now if we go to preview here, we get the chunks going in different directions, but the animation is a bit faster than what we want because we are trying to create a bullet time animation. So what I'm going to do is just go under Object, Rigid Body Animation, Rigid Body bake to keyframes. That should bake all the keyframes we want, and for some reason all the chunks are being baked. Okay, I'm not sure why they're all being reset. So what I'm going to do, instead of using the rigid body system, because it seems to have some issues, just going to first remove the rigid body on all the pieces. And I'm just going to hand animate these. So at around this frame, let me turn on all keyframe this. Let me first go under Object, Animation, or Relations, make single user object animation, so that each is not, so that none of them are using the same animation. And now at this frame, I can start animating these chunks. Let me first hide this piece. I can just start moving these chunks one by one in different rotations. The collection. So that's what we have. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's give this another quick animation. At this time, let me first reduce on the, I'm going to use 50% so that it's much faster. Render animation and Blender crashed. Maybe because I'm doing quite a lot of things right now and I'm trying to render. Could be the issue, but let's try again. Let me see, because I know Chrome does take up a lot of resources. Let me try to reduce. Try to render this again. And let's see.
puresky.com. Today I have 10 game-changing FL Studio secrets you need to know. The first one is how to make your drums harder with a pretty soft clipper on your drums. The second one is how to get the Travis Scott modern melody sound.
Yeah, I'm going to get some water. I'm seeing the chunks are breaking up. Let's listen to some music while it is rendering. Zigzag, what do you mean? Zigzag, you scared me for a second there, but my name was for what? I like how that blue light is coming in. How are you guys feeling the music? We're about to finish. "65 likes, let's get it to 69. Okay, let's preview this render and see how things go, how things look. And Brenda crashed. That's okay. Let's run a preview animation, a view render. Not bad. We could do some bit of work on the wood chunks, but yeah, for a bullet time animation done in I don't know, 2 hours, 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's okay. This is fine. I would have made those the inside material of the chunks a bit more dark, but yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Looks dope. Thank you, Ganja. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's going to be the end of the stream. And yeah, thank you.